Hello, Sagittarius. Woo. Welcome to your February 2018 reading, and thank you so much for joining me here on Millennial Tarot. My name is Camille. I will be doing the same 3-card spread that I've been doing for all my other months, but I'm so excited because this month, I will be finally pulling from an oracle deck. So I had an oracle deck last year that just kind of got dry with its meanings and I didn't feel inspired by it anymore. So over the holidays, I got this Alana Fairchild's Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck, and I will be pulling that at the very end for one lasting message for you. So, before I get into the reading, still doing my $5 readings. I will leave my contact information below. It's my email address, so just hit me up for a reading if you want one, and we can talk about how many questions and what that entails and the payment and all the logistics and all that. So, without further ado, your February reading. Let's see. Okay, so what we have in the past position is the Justice card, the card of Libra. And then in the present position, we have the Queen of Wands, fire signee, and then in the present outcome, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and he looks all disappointed and sad and stuff, but I'm probably going to clarify that until we get a happy ending. So coming into February, some type of fairness and justice and was doled out to you, either literally through like the justice system, so our court system, or just through the circumstances. So if you were feeling wronged or slighted in the months of November, December, January, the tables have turned and the scales are now balanced in your favor. I'm getting that it's in your favor. And I'm getting that it was something that was hard fought, maybe not hard fought in that it was a long time, but it was something that was close to your heart and it meant a lot to you, and you're coming into February kind of with this sense of relief because you've been working hard in order to get this result, but also with this sense of optimism and drive and passion and moving forward now because you've cleared this hurdle and the scales have been balanced in your favor. It also could mean that you were in less than favorable dealings with a Libra. I say less than favorable because I think the Justice card is coming up in the past position as something that was arduous and like required a lot of effort and work. So it could have been a one-on-one relationship with Libra dominant, or Venusian type energies, just that type of air person who was kind of triggering you. And now in February, they have kind of left you alone, and you're feeling a little bit less bothered and less like things are a nuisance. And that's translating perfectly because you can see they're both on their throne to the Queen of Wands. So it's kind of like once you cleared that hurdle, as I said before, you're feeling like, okay, things are on the move, all things go. And this is you coming up in your own reading, fire sign Sagittarius. Whether you're a girl or a boy, the Queen of Wands imbues those traits of moving forward, in a charismatic, passionate way, but not too domineering and not too forceful. So it's kind of like once you got past what was going on in January and December, something having to do with unfairness, something or someone treating you less than what you deserve, not a lot of respect, you're feeling like your worth was called into question. February sees you leaving that behind, having got a just and fair result, whether it's literally through the court system or just through circumstances, interpersonal relationships, social relationships, familial relationships, and you're feeling like, okay, now that's done, I want to continue to, I want to go in that direction that I was trying to go anyway before I got bogged down by all this nonsense. So February is kind of a forward motion month for you, and doing so in a way like, this is the Queen of Wands. This is not no knight. This is not the page. This is like you feel so much more assured in who you are. You feel way more empowered. You feel way more confident. And you're taking the lessons learned through the Justice card, and you're imbuing them into a much stronger character moving forward. But then you're not necessarily happy with what you are getting and what you're reaping from those benefits. So the Seven of Pentacles shows a man who is unhappy with his harvest, but let's see and take account for that he has harvest, like he has 7 pentacles. It's not like he has no pentacles, right? So this could certainly mean that the hurdle that you had to clear, the unjust moment in your life, had to do with finances, had to do with your physical domicile, where you live, your household, family, the ins and outs of life, your work, your luck, your health. There's just those worldly earth sign type of things that we deal with in the physical incarnation of being a human. Like just those things that we just have to deal with. It sucks. I know. I wish we could just do tarot readings all the time, but we actually have to pay our bills. Like, what? And you're feeling, though you cleared the hurdle of the Justice and you're moving forward more confident and empowered with the Queen of Wands in this forward motion February for you, the outcome is showing you a little bit disappointed and you feel like you should have more than what you have. But the Seven of Pentacles is a card you may be disappointed, but it calls on you either one, to either work a little bit harder to get to where you want to be, or two, take some time to rest and be grateful for what you actually have. So this is just being dissatisfied. It's almost even being a little bit stubborn and I don't want to say arrogant, but it's like you think that you should get more and you're not getting more. And so that's closing off your energy to the more that you could receive. And you feel kind of like life is doing you unfairly, which could be true because you're starting out the reading with Justice, but more likely than not, for most people watching this, it's going to be an indication for you, like I said before, you can either continue to work hard, continue on the path, continue to move towards that goal, or you can remain stuck and unsatisfied, even though you have 7 beautiful pentacles there. So that is my, little, not lesson, but that's my advice to you. To think, like we always get caught up in, I think I should be further along than where I am, but really where you are is literally perfect because it is where you are, and if you weren't meant to be there, you wouldn't be there. Yeah, you're going to need a roadmap for that one. But the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like that disappointment, but it's kind of like self-imposed disappointment. So let's pull a clarifying card for this reading. But it's all good things. It's nothing particularly bad is happening at all, actually. It's actually kind of great compared to some other readings. All right, so we're pulling the Seven of Cups, to kind of crown more of this present outcome position of the reading. But the Seven of Cups is a card of delusions, illusions, and daydreaming. And paired up with the Seven of Pentacles, so 7-7, and then having Libra being the 7th sign, a lot of 7s happening here, so that wants me to tell you to look what's going on in your 7th house. And then we know that 7th house rules our relationships with other people, and that's Libra's territory. So whatever the justice that had to be done and whatever you were getting over in the beginning parts of this year and the end of last year could have very well had to do with your interpersonal relationships and how you deal with others. And then we have the 7 coming up again twice with the Pentacles and then with the 7 of Cups. So I really feel like there's an energy of stagnancy. So we have you here not really making forward movement, and then we have you here kind of silhouetted out and being inundated with all these choices you may have to make, like where should I go? Should I do this? You having too many options, or you just literally sitting here stuck and looking at your pentacles and dreaming about what they could be instead. This is all self-imposed energy, and it's frankly a little bit unnecessary. You came up in the reading as yourself, as this fast-moving, charismatic, driven Wands, and then you're Queen of Wands, and then you're kind of blocking yourself a little bit here with the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups, stagnancy and feeling stuck. And it could be since elements of 7 coming up everywhere, it could really be that you cleared the hurdle, the hard part is done. I keep saying clear the hurdle, and that's getting on my nerves because I hate saying the same things over and over again. But you got over the hard part, and you're like, okay, I can technically move forward, but you're still having these thoughts of, I don't want to say what if, but you're still a little bit in the past, I guess I should say. And you're not seeing the present for what it is and what it can offer you and the blessings that are there. And you're projecting onto the future hardship that does not necessarily need to be projected. And it feels to me, even though the Pentacles came up, and it could have to do with money and finances for sure, but there's like another person who is around you, or who may have recently left your life, or maybe you downgraded them or like put them on the back burner type of thing. But there's like a person around you, another person, who is just making you feel stuck. That's all I can say, because we have the Queen of Wands, who's a solo dolo. I'm on the move by myself, which is who you are and who you know yourself to be. And then you just have all these Libra 7 cards, which is how we deal with other people and moving and working with other people and using other people to get towards our goals. So it's almost like there's an energy of like another person who is blocking you. And then, like I said before, just energies of the past and how you dealt with other people and how you're letting that get you down and how you're letting that paralyze you from being able to make a choice. But really, the Queen of Wands wants to like move through that, and like she's like doesn't want to deal with that. So if there's any way that you can just call upon your own Queen of Wands energy and know that you can like bulldoze through this nonsense with all these 7s, then I think you'll be in good shape. Like, it's in you and you have it in you and you can do it, but there's just mud and murkiness that is getting in your way. I'm gonna pull one more card. Okay, 6 of Swords. All these 7s and then a 6. Okay. But anyway, the 6 of Swords sees you moving away from something. So yeah, you want to move quicker, though. Like, you really just want to be over it. And let's get this done with. And then you have this stuck, disappointed energy. And then you have this paralyzing, I don't know what to do energy. But then, as a clarifying outcome for all of this, 6 of Swords shows someone who is literally taking the laboring oar to move past the circumstance. And the swords are how we think about something. So it could literally be your own thoughts are getting you down, and then the Justice card is holding a sword as well. So things having to deal with how you were thinking, patterns of what you're thinking and how you're behaving because of those thoughts really could be getting you down. And the Queen of Wands really has no time for that. Fire signs really just act before thinking. And I know people think that may or may not be good, but when you're acting on impulse and you're acting but necessarily before thinking, you're getting stuff done, at least. Unlike these 2 7s, just kind of like, stuck energy. But anyway, you have the 6 of Wands, which is someone who is moving from troubled waters into more still waters. It represents traveling and a journey overseas. It also literally represents, or metaphorically represents, traveling away from something that was emotionally hard for you to go through. So February really sees you wanting to get past something, and you did. Like, it's over technically because justice is in the past, and you have ideas for what you want to do next, and you have inklings for what you want to do, and you really want to move forward, but February could see you stuck a little bit, but then eventually taking that laboring oar and pushing yourself and others around you into a circumstance that is more favorable for you. So it's still forward motion February for you, Sagittarius, but take heed not to bog yourself down with unnecessary choices, unnecessary disappointment and bitterness, and unnecessary thinking about something. How can you free yourself this month is perhaps the question you should be asking yourself. So I'm going to move into the Kuan Yin Oracle reading and get one lasting impression or one last thing before we say goodbye. So let's see. What is the last message for Sagittarius? Play to create. That is the imagery. So, do you dream of happiness? Do you dream of more happiness, well-being, love? That is a high-frequency dream. High-frequency dreams become reality when we align ourselves with the matching frequency. There is a way to raise frequency to become more magnetic to opportunities, to the right people, solutions, and helpful guidance. To bring your dreams to life, Oh, that was not a sentence. To bring your dreams to life. For now, let go of the struggle and embrace the way of play. So, like I said, like you really want to move on. You want to be in a higher frequency from what was bogging you down. You know, you still have remnants of lower frequencies that are keeping you stuck, and that eventually you're almost being a little bit forced to really, really move on. But by imbuing that strength into your situation, you are tapping into a higher frequency. And then I just think it's so funny that it says play to create. So almost in order to let go of the struggle, so let go of the past and embrace the way of play. It's almost the perfect fire sign thing, because fire signs do act without thinking, and what is more childlike than just going with the flow and doing what you want to do? And Sagittarius is such a playful sign, and you guys represent all the joy. You guys are ruled by Jupiter, which is like the child, like the happy child of the solar system. I mean, he's older than a child, but you know, he's childlike and joyful. So tap into how you can play around with the situation in a way that brings you more joy, and by doing that, you raise your frequency to rise above the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So ways in which you can unburden yourself and feel freer this month, and ways in which you can play and just try to have a little bit more fun and know that this is certainly behind you. All right, Sagittarius, that was my reading for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that I will see you back next month for your March reading. Until then, I hope you have a great month. Bye. Play.